entertainment here today, how would you like to see a demonstration of the most amazing feat of mental card magic you've ever seen in your life?
Alright.
Great. Here in my pocket I have an invisible deck of cards. It's just a normal deck of playing cards, but it's been coated with a magic substance which makes it invisible every second time it's exposed to light. And as you can see, it must be the second time now because it's invisible. Let me prove it to you. I'll open the lid, take the deck out of the pack. As you can see, it's just a normal deck of playing cards. I'll place them together and shuffle them. Alright, would you please choose a card? Take a card, have a look at it. Now excuse the pun, I'll turn a blind eye while you show your partner there which card you've chosen. Did you get the pun? Now what I'll do with the rest of these cards, I'll place the deck together and turn my deck face up. Keeping your card face down, put it back in please. Right, so can you now see we have 52 cards face up and your card face down, right? Place the deck together, deck into the pack and the pack into the pouch. As I mentioned, every second time it's exposed to light, it's visible. Okay, which card did you choose?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Top card's just the Joker.
Yep.
Just two stuck together there. As you can see, there's only one card there face down. Now, up until now, this whole trick has been in your mind, right? Therefore, the chance of that being Ace of Spades are none. However, if that card is the Ace of Spades, I'd like to make a deal with you that you'll yell out at the top of your voice, "That's amazing."
Yep.
Fair deal?
Yeah.
Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
That's amazing.
Now that has to be the most amazing trick I have ever seen in my life. Until I saw this next trick which I'd like to show you. I only have 3 tricks with me here today, but they just get better and better and better. Okay, here I have about 6 cards. I'd like you to mentally select any one of those cards. You can take your time choosing your card, change your mind as often as you want, but once you've chosen just one card, I want you to concentrate on that card alone and forget about the rest. Just tell me when you have a card.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Now what I'd like you to do please is to project an image of that card onto an imaginary screen inside your mind. Please tell me when you can picture clearly the numbers and the colours and the dots. You'll notice I want you to actually picture the card, not just think of the card, because what I'm going to do now is the impossible. If you thought that last trick I just did was good, you'll think this is amazing. What I'm now going to do is to come along and steal the thought of that card from your mind, leave your white card in your mind. In other words, what I claim I have just done is to come along and erase the numbers and the colours and the dots from that card in your mind, leaving a blank white card there. So just tell me please when you get picked in, just a blank white card in your mind. Not a blank mind, but a blank white card. Got it?
Yep.
I believe so, because look, already just one of these cards has gone blank on the back. Well, on the back I mean, but what's even more amazing, the card you've chosen has gone blank. Leaving you with an indelible impression of one of my cards in your mind, leaving me with a blank white card in my hand here. Why, I can only show this trick another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times today. I'll have 6 blank cards and I'm out of the job. Now as I said, I only have 3 cards here, 3 tricks rather, but they just get better and better and better. Now, here I have in my pocket just a normal deck of cards. They're not all 5 of diamonds or 6 of spades, not the sort of trick deck you might expect a wandering magician with a black eye patch to have wandering around here on a day like today. Okay, would you please choose any one card. Be careful to only take one card, they tend to be a bit sticky. Right, have a look at it, remember the card, and place it back in anywhere you like, it doesn't have to be the same spot. Okay, now you remember the card, and now there's no possible way I can know either which card you've chosen or where you put that card, just to make sure it's doubly locked away. I'll just shuffle it briefly. Now what I'd like you to do please is to again project an image of that card onto an imaginary screen inside your mind. Tell me again when you can picture clearly the numbers and the colours and the dots. Got it? Now what I'd like to do is to take hold of the deck like I am, thumb and forefinger, again picture the card you've just chosen. I'm now going to tell you which card you've chosen merely by picking up your body vibrations. The card you've chosen this time is, it's an odd value card, it's a red, it's a diamond, ace of diamonds.
Yep.
Sometimes I don't pick up the vibrations for one reason or another. What I have to do is get connected to the universe. We're all connected to the universe. How I get connected, I put my hand up in the air to act like an aerial, go click click to pick up energy, click click, snap snap, click click. Ace of diamonds. Now, you'll notice at no time in that whole presentation did my fingers appear to leave my hand. if you have enjoyed my little show, would you please tell others? If not, please don't. And as I can hear them playing my theme song in the background, which is From a Jack to a King, you know, From a Jack to a King. So, Greg's my name, Greg Lay. I was doing an engineering course and doing my vacation experience in Tasmania, and I had such a great time hitchhiking around Tasmania that when I got back to Melbourne, I decided to hitchhike back to Brisbane, where I was living at the time. I got into a car and within an hour I had run off the road into a tree at 60 miles an hour, killed the driver and put me into hospital unconscious for 2 weeks. And I was told if I'd been hit on my forehead just a quarter of an inch of where I was, I would have been a vegetable and a quadriplegic in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. So I'm very lucky to be here at the moment. And I had to wear, because my eye looked pretty horrible at that time, I had to wear an eye patch for 2 or 3 years after that accident. Little did I know then that 20 years in the future the eye patch would actually be making money for me. So then I got my engineering degree, and because I've been dabbling in little bits of amateur magic for a long time, since I was age 10, I was walking up the main street of Crow's Nest in Sydney and saw a sign on the street post advertising the local street fair. And they were advertising, come to the street fair in 2 weeks. There'll be clowns, jugglers, magician. And I thought, wow. So I rang up the organiser and said, hey, would you like another magician? He said, sure, come along. Did my 3-hour stint on the day. And at the end of the day, he gave me my money, and he actually asked me, hey, would you like to come back next year? And I did, and went back each year for the next 3 years. And after 3 years of having such a wonderful time and being paid for it, I asked him, hey, look, do you organise any other events like this? And he said, no, but if you buy a magazine called the Australian Markets and Fairs, it lists all the fetes, festivals, functions in the whole of Australia and who organises them. So I bought 6 back copies of these, made hundreds of dollars worth of phone calls, and between October and the end of that year, I think I had about another 12 gigs already lined up. This is in 2000. And so I just built this up until last year. I think I was doing about a gig every 2 weeks. And my icon is a huge black bow tie that goes from shoulder to shoulder, a black eye patch, black top hat, and a white shirt with a black frill down the middle. So the eye patch has come back, but I'm earning money from it. It was I was only, because all this time I'm an engineering recruitment consultant. I had been one for 25 years until just last month when I was retrenched. But I was using it as a hobby and being paid to enjoy myself until last year, in 2008. I had about a gig every 2 weeks, and having become retrenched last month, I'm pushing ahead to try and make a lot more money out of this, to the extent that between now, which is August, and the end of the year, I have on average a gig a week. A few hours at a time, but it's certainly not replacing my recruitment consulting salary, but certainly help, and I'm very grateful. When did I start this magic? Well, this is way back when I was about 10 years old. I went into a magic shop in Sydney called Weirdo's Magic and bought just a little box of tricks called, for 10 shillings, $1 at the time, and in that there was a book called 10 Easy Card Tricks You Can Do with a Borrowed Pack. I learned up every one of these 10 card tricks. Card tricks are very basically simple mathematics, but I learned off every one of these pack, and then built up a little magic and mystical story around each of these, until a very simple card trick became an amazing supernatural illusion. And so then I just dabbled in this over all these years until the Crescent Street Carnival, when I actually put into from this. It keeps me so young and so fit. I have in fact performed for 8 and 9 hours at a stretch without a break, and I just don't get tired. It just gives me such a thrill to amaze people. I can see people virtually drop their mouth in front of me as I show them what I've just shown there. And it just gives me such a thrill. Even though I get paid for most of my shows, I still do many shows for no charge. Our local, as I was mentioning, our local cat refuge has me back each year because they find it's a crowd puller, and I'm happy to do that. I just get such a thrill from amazing people and making them happy. The Bible saying, if you want to be happy, make others happy, really, really works. So this is what I'm doing now, and if you like the look of what I'm doing, and you feel I might be able to come and entertain you and your guests at a party or a function or anything like that, please feel free to contact me with the details at the end of this story.